Producers, can you hear me? Hello, guys, and welcome to our podcast where we cover Produce Japan Season 3. This is a new podcast for Nizi and I, and we're excited to talk about it because we did not talk about Season 1 or 2, but we watched it, it was cute. But we wanted to kind of get ahead of it and talk about all the goodness that's coming our way for Produce Japan Season 3.
Mhm.
And he said, how do you feel with the announcement?
I'm so excited. I'm just sitting here like it's about time. I don't know why they did boys back to back. And then like
I know why.
why?
IZONE was still around and they considered them their Japanese produced group.
By the second season of Produce 101?
They just finished the second season.
Oh.
And then on top of that, the Produce scandal. And then on top of that, competing with AKB.
They're gonna
Then
Man.
so what changed the landscape, believe it or not, my theory, not proven,
Mhm.
Nizi changed the landscape.
No, but that's why I thought season two that they would do it because by the end of season one, I think JYP was already doing the Nizi project. But I guess because now they see how big Nizi got, now they're like, oh, it's safe to do it.
What I've learned, forgive me, Mnet doesn't move until something's already proven to be somewhat successful.
Mm.
Produce 101, I mean, first off, 16 was big. So they already knew that the survival show making a girl group was successful, or making a K-pop music group was successful. Then they added little elements, mainly from, let's be real, AKB with the ranking system and the whole everything. And that was successful. So they used two strategies that's already successful and made something work.
Mm-hmm.
People never really try and move in. And at first, a lot of it is, especially coming from a J-pop background, because I was a J-pop fan at first. A lot of people didn't want to mess with boy groups because back in the Disney, there's like a management company called Johnny Boy, which had a lot of boy
Ooh,
groups,
yeah.
and no one wanted to mess with that at first. So this is years ago. So that's why there was a lot of girl groups, Japanese J-pop girl groups back then.
Mm-hmm.
But then AKB came along and changed the game.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember when I was like in high school, like the big ones was AKB and Morning Musume. And no one wanted to mess with those. Now things have changed. AKB is big, but niche now. At least from my perspective, I'm not in Japan, just an international perspective. And what changed the game was a J-pop group with the K-pop formula.
Mm-hmm.
And I think AKB took notice of that because now their music's on at YouTube Music and Spotify. Years ago, they would never stream. They would never do any of that because in Japan, they felt exclusivity was number one.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you wanted to see a music video for something, you got to buy that DVD and get it shipped and this and that. And if you wanted the song, they're gonna give you 1 minute and 15 seconds. You want to see the rest, you got to go buy it. Like they realized that's just not, the music industry has changed.
Mm-hmm.
And Nizi, in my opinion, has changed the whole scope. And
And
Mnat's
I'm
like,
glad
oh,
they did.
like this works. And now how I see it, and I'm seeing a lot of them on TikTok and whatnot. There's a lot more Japanese boy groups with the K-pop like business motto, but
Mm-hmm.
not as many girl groups.
Mm-hmm.
And the Japanese girl groups that are out there have a very particular signature J-pop sound.
There are a few Japanese girl groups trying to follow that K-pop model,
It's
but the problem is that I think they don't get it.
no. We
They just
tried
don't
Banana
get
Lemon.
it. Yeah, Banana
Yeah,
Lemon, well, their management was just terrible. So
yeah.
that's one thing.
That's another
And
thing I wanted to say. The management doesn't understand how to make it work.
exactly. And then also like SG5 was trying to go
Yes,
with the K-pop model, but their
yes.
sound is like 4 years behind the current K-pop sound.
Right,
You know what I
right.
mean? XG, I think found the perfect model, but the difference between them and like other J-pop groups is that they actually just promote in Korea, like straight up.
Right.
They're straight up going 100% K-pop, but they just make English music.
Right. Which I think is smart.
Mm-hmm.
They're not going to be big in Korea, but they're going to be big elsewhere.
Yeah, just by associating with K-pop, they knew they were smart. They're like, just the association is enough for us to get big. And now they're invited to KCON Japan, and they might be invited to KCON LA.
I mean, they are in Coachella, New York, or something like not Coachella, New York. They're in some
like high off the clouds or something like
yes,
that.
Rising, right? Right. Not Coachella.
Oh, Rising.
What I said. Yeah,
Isn't it like high in the clouds or something like that?
Isn't it the same thing? We don't know.
I don't know. Yeah.
But they're in New York. Well, I call it Coachella, New York. That's so silly. Coachella's in California. Coachella Valley. They're in New York, so they are international now. Mm-hmm. It's only a matter of time. Over here, left, right. Anyway. Mm-hmm. So I think it's very intriguing, and I think this podcast is going to be really cool. Mm-hmm. Because you and I have a very similar background where we were in the J-pop thing and then...
No, it's a little bit different. So I think you were actually in J-pop, so you'll know way more actual, like, I guess, like, details that a lot of people don't know about J-pop. Mm-hmm. For me, like, I was more into gaming and anime back then. And I knew of J-pop, but the music was hard to find back then.
Yes.
You know, like, this was like more than 10 years ago.
Yes.
So the music was hard to find. And then also, like, I just didn't like the sound of J-pop. Like, I don't know if I ever told you, but one of my first introductions to K-pop was, like, I think I was like in 8th grade or something, and my friend showed me G by Girls' Generation, and I was like, this is a Korean group and they want to be J-pop so bad, and the song is ass. No, like, that's dead ass what I was thinking. I was like, the song's bad, they're not J-pop, just give up and stop trying, this is terrible. So I didn't really get into K-pop until like 2009, late 2009 or 2010.
Okay, I remember the
Wonder
story.
Girls.
I noticed. Okay, because you tell me certain things, like, you know, certain like Japanese artists. I'm like, oh, okay, she's down with it.
That's because like later in high school, I started to get more into J-pop. That's why I know a little bit, but I feel like looking back on things is different than like being in the culture and growing up with it. You know what I mean? Like, there are people who look back on I Got a Boy, and they're like, this is the way to do and mix pop music. And I'm just like, whoa. Back then,
that's a stretch.
No one liked that song, I Got a Boy. Now
they get it.
Yeah, now they get it. But like, let's not mix up the facts, because back then no one liked that song. It was trending because it was bad. I mean, it was very mixed. Half of everyone liked it and half of everyone hated it. But that's what I mean when I say, like, I can look back on J-pop and think certain things, but it's like I'm not getting the whole truth compared to you who have been there. So maybe you'll have more insight. You know what I mean?
I'm tired of being old.
What? No.
I just know too much. I've been there from the beginning with like LimeWire trying to get my music.
Yes.
I'm like, I'm gonna hear this Utada song. I'm gonna Nami Umoru, I need her. Mm-hmm. I've been here since Hello Project.
But you know what? I think people appreciate our age when it comes to this podcast because we've been through these things, you know. So for Produce 101 Japan season 3, the girls season finally, is there anyone that you want to see?
Miss Thing, leave Kiss Girls with all right. Y'all not making music. What are they doing?
Manami and Ruan. I don't know what they're doing.
A cover group.
I don't know. And then when you try to Google Kiss Girls Japan, inappropriate things come up. So it just wasn't a good name.
I'm like, when are y'all making music?
They just do fan meets and I don't know.
First off, y'all are a cover group. Ruan, let's go. You know what's sad? The moment I actually want to vote for her, I still can't vote for her.
What do you mean? Who?
Ruan. Like, if I could, I would. But because I'm not Japanese, I can't.
So in the Produce 101 Japan seasons, if you guys don't know, they close off voting. So only Japanese citizens can vote. So we can provide our input and like do our top 9, top 11, whatever, share our one pick, but we probably won't be able to vote. But you just
spectators.
never know. You never know. Like they can always change up and say we want to try to do something more international because, like, keep in mind, Mnet is still like collaborating with this program. So if they open up to international and then Mnet is like, oh yeah, do the group and we'll invite them to like KCON in different countries and stuff, maybe they'll open to international votes.
Look, if y'all keep toting around JO1 and y'all keep toting around I, y'all bringing these women.
Yeah, I want to see them
here. We don't even got to fight for the high touch. No one's gonna know who they are but us. Ain't nobody got time. Ooh, we will have to fight for that high touch.
Why?
Healthy men.
Oh man,
disposable income.
It won't be that hard though. I think we can still get it. I hope we see Vivienne on this show.
I hope yes.
Yeah.
First off, I want her here. A twinge. Well, it's different. I want Rand on here and Vivienne Wynn for different reasons. Okay, Minami, if you want to come, you can. But these are the two I mainly want to see. Vivienne did not get a fair shake on Girls Planet because she didn't perform bad. She just didn't get any screen time.
Yep.
And cell system and everything sucked. This is her time. I want to message her on Instagram so bad, but I don't want her to be like, who is this guy messaging me?
You never know. I still message Faith. I be replying to her stories. I'm like, she might never read this.
It's different. Faith sees you. She's like, family. Vivienne sees me like, what the heck? Who is this?
I don't know why none of the other Japanese girls from Produce or from Girls Planet are coming to mind right now, besides Ruan, Minami, Vivienne. That's because a lot of them got picked up by like irrelevant groups. Maybe Sakurai Miyu, who was on Nizi Project and Girls Planet, maybe she'll come here. I don't know what she's doing now. You know who I want to see? Nizi Project. I forgot I always say this. Akari.
Your girl.
Yes. I need her.
Does she want to do it? Does she?
So at first I didn't think that she wanted to do anything with dancing anymore because on Nizi Project she like hurt her shoulder and like she was going through a lot of like body pains. But recently she's been doing K-pop dance covers on her Instagram. So I'm like, oh, like she might be getting back into this. And to me, she's like a Japanese Jihyo pretty much. Like her singing and dancing so good. Like she glows on stage. That's why I'm so obsessed with her. Like you need to debut.
Yeah. I don't see any AKB48 girls messing with this show.
Oh, they're not going to. That's because AKB has their own survival show coming called Out of 48. I don't know if you knew.
Let's listen to the music.
I might watch it because either the rumors are Hitomi is either going to be a judge on this show or she's going to be on Queendom Puzzle. So I'm just like, if Hitomi's on that show, I'll watch it because I didn't care for her in IZONE, but in AKB48, like when she got her center parts, yeah, like her centers are so good.
Different. She said, she was like, none of the 11 girls are here anymore. It's just me. I am that woman. She said, and started, and it was, this is off topic, on topic. It's our show. This is our show. We talk about whatever we want.
Yep.
She was jigging and jiving on that song, like right after she got out of IZONE when she had the pink hair or whatever.
What, the Hitomi tap dancing?
Yeah, she had blonde hair, and that girl had the pink hair.
The other one had pink hair.
I said, first off, you're not Sakura. How dare you? How dare you, other woman? And second off, Hitomi's out dancing you, so you look silly. Y'all should. I'm like, I get it. Y'all don't want to just like outright just say Hitomi's that girl out off the bat, but she's that girl. Just like let it happen.
It's funny because I feel like in this sense, Hitomi had the upper hand for being in K-pop because when you watch them together, I don't know that girl's name. I feel so bad, but the one with the pink hair, her dancing is very energetic, but Hitomi is cleaner, like way cleaner.
Well, from the jump, Hitomi had more technical dance training even before Produce.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Because she was in cheerleading and she was Yeah, like
That
she
makes
was
so much sense, actually.
like, and if you go back to Produce 48, she taught her group the dance, like
Wow.
because everyone was struggling, and she was like, "No, it's da da da
Hmm.
and she taught one young and the girls.
I
She's
didn't get
always
the hype for
been
Hitomi then, but I get it now.
she's always been that dance girl that just
Yeah.
happened to be able to sing.
Wow.
And if you follow her afterwards, she's
Hmm.
been able to do a lot of stuff out like AKB, but outside AKB, where like just for example, they had this thing on like some Japanese variety show where they're like, oh, compete against a professionally trained dancer, and if you get to like do the dance better than them, you get like whatever. And
Hmm.
they're like the guy did his version, and they're like, okay, now here is he told me from AKB48 IZONE, and she killed that thing, and they're like, oh snap. So she's been getting a lot of opportunities, and
Hmm.
I think she grew as a better dancer and singer through IZONE. So yeah, she's been that girl.
Wow. So who do you want to see as a judge on on wait, before we get to judges, who is there anyone from Chuang that you would want to see on the show? Or
Oh
Beijing
Lord,
Kuba?
oh
Or
Lord,
Beijing Kuba?
oh no, I
There has
can't.
to be at least one.
I'm trying not to go there. I'm trying not to go there. Are we opening it from Chuang slash I want to call the show Yes Okay. That is not the
Oh,
name.
Youth with You? Yeah, sure, why not?
I can't. I don't know why I have a lot of tender feelings for those girls. I don't know. Do you go first?
Me?
Because it'll be a lot of those girls like third time.
That's true. That's what I was thinking about. And like, to be honest, if they were interested, maybe I don't know. Actually, I don't see anyone from Chuan coming into the show. But you know who I want to see? Guess who opened up a Japanese Twitter account? Doa.
No, we don't have time
Yes,
for this.
Doa.
We don't have
Yes.
time for this. We
Why?
don't have time for this. We don't have time. You just want her in this again.
Yes, I do. And
Why are you obsessed with her?
to be honest, if we could vote, maybe I would vote for her this
No, you
time.
wouldn't. You said maybe.
You
You
don't.
know good and well you buy someone else. She is your Ruan.
No, because think about it this way. Like, what if they just get a bunch of girls that like I just don't know? Like, what if they don't get Akari? There's no one. I know Doha, so maybe she'll be my one pick until the end. And I think that her image would fit a J-pop group. And I feel like I don't know, a lot of I don't know. I don't know.
You're sick. You're obsessed.
But you know what? From we need our Beijing Kuba, our Chinese trainee,
We
and we need a half white trainee.
we already got the cover. Vivienne, she's coming.
Yes.
I manifested. We've manifested Anthony in Boys Planet. We can manifest Vivienne for this.
Yeah.
I see. I think Vivienne will be very successful
Yeah.
in this.
Yeah. So how about mentors? I want to see Telma, Aoyama, Telma.
Thelma,
Yeah.
yes, but if they don't get her, Crystal K, bring her
Yes,
here.
that's what I was thinking. I need Crystal
We
K.
need Crystal K. I love that I know a lot about Jap. I don't talk about J-pop often.
Yeah.
I'm still here.
Hmm.
Bring her there.
You know who would be interesting as a mentor? If they got one of the Kara girls, specifically Ji Young.
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
If it was Ji
But
Young, oh my gosh.
all of the car girls, I don't know about Young G. All of the not even original, but actually all the Kara 5 girls
Hmm.
are fluent in Japanese. So
Yes.
any one of them could be a good judge. If not Ji Young, Nicole,
Hmm.
because she was very active in Japan. She's still active in Japan.
Hmm.
So
I hope it's between the two of them.
bring them both.
Hmm.
Or bring Ji
You know
Young as the
what?
main,
Yes.
like because they do different things.
Yeah.
Nicole could be the dance
Yeah.
master, and then I mean, but you know what they don't focus on, which is very important? Stage
Mhm.
presence, like acting, facials, like charisma.
I noticed they only focus on it if someone is particularly bad at it. Like, for example, like in Boys Planet, when they're like, oh, Keita, like you really fade into the background. I think that's hinting towards the charisma on stage, you know?
But Ji Young's acting, she's been an actress in Japan for so long.
Oh my gosh,
I
Ji-young's stage presence is so
top tier.
good and her facials
But
are so good.
she's a triple threat. She sings, she dances, she acts.
Yes,
She brings a
yes.
lot to the as a produce star, master, whatever, trainer, whatever.
Hmm.
So I think I want her over Nicole, but if they can't get her, bring Nicole. Okay.
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
bring them both. I don't care. Uh Make it happen. Thelma or Crystal K. But I
Hmm.
think Crystal K be really cool
Hmm.
because she speaks English, she's fluent in Japanese, and she's
Hmm.
ethnically half Korean. So there's a lot going on there.
That's
And
actually perfect for this show.
very, I think so, right?
Hmm.
Um, who else? I
Who was
don't
the
think
one who said, let's go, Janai? No,
Sarah Turks was Jay, right?
I
Or
don't
bring her.
remember. But she
She's
was kind of,
cool,
yeah.
but if they here's who I want as the host. I
Ooh.
don't know if they can afford her
Hmm.
because she is basically like that girl. But if y'all doing a girl season, go all out. Nami Amaru, bring her. She would be like the Bora. I'm not
But
Bora, the
honestly,
Boa. Like when Boa, not Bora, but Boa, when Boa was the host for
yes.
Produce season 2, that would set it off.
No, but this is the thing though. I feel like we're really showing our age because Thelma, Crystal K, and is it Namie Amuro? That's
Yeah,
like our generation of J-pop.
but they're still relevant.
They're relevant because Japanese people support their idols even as they age. You know what I mean? So they're
Right.
relevant to people our generation, but maybe for the show's marketing, they might. I don't know. Actually, they might get those people because they actually got for Boys Planet season 1 and 2, the duo hosts that they got were like comedians for the older generation, and people
Yes.
love them. So
Yeah, those old men. No.
yeah, people love
Bring
them.
Nami. Bring Nami. What's her name? Nami. Bring her in.
Namie.
Bring her in. She's the host.
Hmm.
She's the host. Okay.
Yeah.
And we need some rap people. Don't know them.
Maybe one of the Exile boys. I really don't know.
Yes, maybe
I
one of
don't.
them.
I don't really listen to rappers. Someone said that they want Chanmina, but I don't. Chanmina is not really one of my favorites
Who's
when it
that?
comes to music. I think she's like half Korean, half Japanese, and she
Um,
makes raps in English and Japanese, and I think sometimes Korean. But she's like very like our friend Ari. Think of the type of music that she likes. It's kind of aggressive, but sometimes she does have emotional things. I don't know. She's not really my type.
right, right. They're not gonna be allowed. So I was gonna say, be fool. Guest judges. Guest judges.
Hmm.
Japanese K-pop idols.
Oh my gosh. Like any of Sashihara's, I think that's her name, her groups that she's making, like Equals Love, Not Equals Me. I love those groups so much.
Sakura's in Japan often bring her in as a guest judge.
If they do it like Boys Planet, I can see her like having a
Like
Somi
guest
moment, like
hosting.
hosting. Yeah, guest
Yes.
hosting.
Like guest hosting.
Oh, that
Bring
would
her
be
as a
cute.
guest host. You know who else? Kazuha, like they got
Hmm.
things to do. Who
Yeah.
else? I don't think. I mean, the contract's different. I think some Twice girls could come in here and there, maybe if they wanted an extra check. I don't see it happening, but
I can
potentially,
see them being invited, but I don't think JYP would let them go.
right? Because yeah, not they're not going. They're just getting a check. But I see that he'd be like, I want you guys for our own project,
Hmm.
but that's just being selfish.
Hmm.
It's Mnet, but Mastro's not big enough, so they're not gonna invite her to do anything. Uh,
Yeah.
there's some other Japanese like K-pop idols that probably might showcase.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah, I think that's all.
I think that'd be a great show.
Yeah, I'm really excited for the theme song. I know, first of
Oh my
all, the theme
gosh.
song for Produce 101 Japan season 1 and 2 is so good. And then Nekoya is so good. So I'm just like, if the girl season is anything like those 3 songs, I know this theme song is going to be so good.
They're going and they're going to be allowed to say "pick me up."
Yes.
No more of this foolishness. I don't know why, but the phrase "pick me up" just
Mhm.
radiates in my body and energizes me. It's something about it.
People said the same thing, like Produce 101, the very first season. When it aired, everyone was like, oh, the concept is kind of cringe, like 100 trainees, but the theme song is so catchy. Like when they're like, pick me, or whatever they're saying. People love that. I
Pick
was
me,
like,
pick
okay,
me.
yeah,
That was my Uber theme song when I was waiting for Ubers.
wow.
Pick me, pick me, pick me up.
Yeah,
Nakia is still to this day the best out of any of these
yes.
foolishness. So here's my thing. Let's make a hit. Cause
Mhm.
OOO or Over and Over by Girls Planet, not great.
Yeah, it has cute parts, but it felt more like a Chuang song. I don't know if that makes sense. But something about the song
Chuang
felt
hit
more
a
like,
little different.
yeah,
And let's just be honest, they made it so not like Pick Me because they're like, we're rebranding. We're not produced.
just to do Boys Planet like Produce, and then just to rehire that Produce man who rigs. Anyways,
The girls season or whatever, Produce Zero or Girls Planet is gonna be magnificent.
so good.
And if they steal ranks and votes, great.
And this is the thing that I like about Produce 101 Japan that's so good. They don't do the evil editing like the Korean shows do. They don't do that style. They do it a little bit, but not to that extent. Maybe season 2 was different because I didn't watch all of season 2. But for season 1, like it was always like positive. It was always storytelling in a positive way. Like none of the excessive evil editing. There's always going to be erasure because it's hard to show 100
Mm-hmm,
trainees.
mm-hmm.
But that's why I just feel like whatever lineup comes out of this group, I'm going to be happy because they'll sell you a story for any person that's competing.
I have a question, hot take. Who do you
Mm-hmm.
not want to see?
Who do I not want to see?
To get it out of the way.
To get it out of the way. Okay, so I'll be honest.
I know.
Some people have been saying that they want to see Ruiqi on the show because
No.
she has a good Japanese fan base.
Just,
And these are my thoughts on that. I
mm-hmm.
don't want her on this show because, like, if you had asked me during Girls Planet, like the moment that Ruichi didn't debut on Girls Planet, would I want her on Produce 101 Japan? I would have said yes immediately because she's going to debut. She would be the Beijing Kupa if was in that show. But she did her solo debut and it's
Yes.
doing pretty well in Japan. So I'm just like, she
Yes.
doesn't have to, but if she wants to, because at the end of the day, you have to submit the application. If she submits the application and they approve her, I'm not going to go against it. I'll have to one pick her again.
My thing is this. She has her label in Japan is Sony.
Yeah, she has a good label.
To give that up for it doesn't make sense. She
Mm-hmm.
won. Like it's been years of her building to this.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see it for her. What I see for her is her continuing her journey as a solo artist in her artistry and continuing
Yeah.
that.
Yep.
And she's doing her thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know who I don't want to see? Hsinwei. Do not go on this
You
show.
don't want to see
I
her?
don't want. No, I love her.
I
I don't have
remember
time. I don't have time for this.
right after, see, we're kind of the same because right after Girls Planet, we were both like, oh, Ruichi Shinwei go on Produce 101 Japan for girls. But now we're both like, no,
I don't
don't
have
do
time for
that.
this. I don't
Yeah.
have time for this. And what hurts me is that Shinmei actually speaks decent Japanese.
Oh,
So
wow.
I don't have time for this.
Wow.
I sincerely don't have time to go through this again with her.
Mm-hmm.
She's an actress in China, and she seems happy, and she's wearing luxury brands that
Mm-hmm.
only successful actors and actresses and successful people wear.
Yep.
And she's happy from what I see.
Mm-hmm.
Do I understand she wants to be in a girl group? Yes. But do I
Mm-hmm.
see her leaving her comfy like Yehua acting thing she got going on? I don't. Yehua's a big company. She seems happy in China. She's in dramas and in makeup, and she's always, well, not always, but from what I see, she's showing like the cuts of them recording her and the movies and the show she's in. I think Yehua made it very clear that if they
Mm-hmm.
wanted to put her in a girl group, they would have put her a name immediately after Girls
That's what I
Planet.
was just thinking. Yeah.
And it was to me, I felt insulted. Because I'm like, you got these no-name girls or girls
Mm-hmm.
from whatever Youth With You, and not Hsinwei, who was like made it the furthest out of
Mm-hmm.
all your Yehua girls. No Yehua girl made it into Kepler. She was the furthest.
Yeah. That's actually shocking because usually the Yehua contestants get like they debut. They just straight up debut.
I mean, they're eating up now. They got two
Yeah.
Yehua guys in Kepler. They're good.
In Bepler, I think it's four. It's two Korean and two Chinese.
All the
Zhang
more.
Hao, Ricky, I think Yuvin and Yujin are both Yehua.
You're correct. They're eating what they didn't get in Kepler. They got in Kepler.
Yeah.
But I just don't see Hsinwei giving up her acting for the.
Now, if she did,
I don't have time for this. My heart.
but if she did, you would have to vote for her.
I can't.
Because if she puts in the
How could I vote?
application,
I'm not Japanese.
oh yeah, you're right. See,
I just have to suffer.
we just have to hope that
I just, y'all don't know
Mhm.
how much stress I went through.
No, they know. You were crying on the podcast. They know.
It was so stressful. I felt so exhausted
Mhm.
seeing these. You see, you guys are bringing back 2021 me. But seeing all these people that talented, lovely, I just didn't want them in my girl group.
Mhm.
And seeing her work hard and all the other ones I wanted in the group and not happen, it was just like, what is going on?
You had a Doa moment.
I couldn't deal with this. It's
That's okay.
for my mental health.
Mm-hmm.
If I see that woman picking up any the stress. Ruan, fine. It'll be her second time. Hsinwei, that'll be her third time.
What was her first time? She was on Youth With You?
Yes.
Well, I mean, that was rigged, so, but still.
So, I mean,
I would say,
was
it
highly
doesn't,
manipulated too.
yeah, it doesn't hurt to do it 3 times. But
But
I
the
would say
third
after
time's
the
it.
third,
That's
yeah,
why Rishi is
that's
like,
you're done.
but Rishi's
Yeah.
like, no, we're not doing a fourth time. No one gets a
Mhm.
fourth time.
Mhm.
Because either you debut or you don't.
Mhm.
It was like Chaeyoung from IZONE, Produce 48 was her fourth time. I mean, her third time.
Yeah.
So either you debut or you don't.
Mhm.
Because she was in K-pop Star, then she was in 16. So if she didn't make it there, you either debut in a company or you don't.
Yeah.
That's just how I feel.
Well,
Sorry, I love her.
yeah.
Like, I'm such a fan. I'm not trying to block a blessing for her. So if she's on there,
Mhm.
but she'd have to give up her contract with Yehua. That's what I don't see her doing.
Oh, I guess it just depends what Yehua wants to do.
But that's a long-term contract, like, because it's a real group, not a project.
Yeah. I guess we'll see. We'll just see how it goes. They're only accepting applications right now. We have no other information besides the animated things that they showed us.
Which gave me energy.
It really did. Like the animation was so beautiful, and they were like, saying like, "Oh, what
Leap
are your
up or
dreams?" and
whatever.
chase your
Yeah.
dreams, and
Yep.
now's the time to go after your dream. And I'm just like, this is so good.
Yep. Hsinwei, if you're on this thing, I can't. I I have put my emotions in the back from all. I need therapy for this.
I'm sorry, that's not funny.
Y'all don't know. Girls Planet wrecked me.
I mean, realistically, all the people that we mentioned, like there's so many people. I don't think any of them will be on the show, but we'll still see.
Watch
Like
Vivienne be there, and I'm like, good for her.
when Girls Planet was announced, I predicted like all these girls, and none of them got into Girls Planet, and I was like, great. But we'll see now.
We were like, oh, Addie from AKB is going to be there, and then meanwhile she's making interviews. Produced 48 was hell. And
Yes.
that's why her nickname was called Hell Girl.
Yes. All these girls from Produce 48 I wanted there, and all of them were like, we ain't doing that again. And this time we're not paid. No.
Oh, shout out to Ari because she's a center girl and an ace in AKB now.
Mm-hmm.
And she was in like a summer song, and she's like a grown woman now, and she's doing her thing, and she's happy and well paid and in her bag. So the Boombaya girls, from what I see, are flourishing. Choan, I hope you are getting your IZONE residuals, by the way. Yeah, that's all I gotta say.
Yeah, same.
This is just us talking our mess.
Yeah.
Good for us.
Yep.
They need to invite us to the KCON Japan. We deserve
That would
it.
be nice. I hope so. We'll see.
We deserve it at this point. Last thing before we go, I hope they release Pick Me before KCON.
Before KCON LA this year?
Yes.
I don't think so because the application period is up until May 24th. And if it's similar to Boys Planet, they need like 2 months to prepare. So June, July. Actually, if they only have one application period and the girls arrive by mid-June,
it could happen.
It might be able to happen, but it might be, I don't know. We'll see.
If it happens.
Because they usually work on like getting them in and then preparing the content first, the promotional content, and then the demo stage, and then I think they film the theme song. I don't know. We'll see. Let's hope.
I'm just saying it'd be nice.
Yeah.
Because then I'd be like,
oh, it's gonna be Girls Planet again. Like Boys Planet, I feel like I just showed up, but like for Girls Planet, I watched the promotional videos. Even Produce 48, I watched all the promotional videos. I watched a lot of the individual fan cams. Like,
what if we get a Fei Fei girl?
The takeaway that we wanted, but for girls, you know, we're gonna have to one pick her because because if it's a Snow Dragon, I'm gonna be voting for her. But if it's, I guess we don't have a name for a mixed black girl. But if there's a mixed black girl, now I got to start putting money into it or something.
Yogurt.
Let's wait and see.
A lot of fun things are happening that we are unaware of, but I think the universe is crafting it. I swear to goodness. If I see Hsinwei, I'm going to be so done. I can't. My heart, I can't. Yeah, I feel my done and you're done if you see Ruiqi, it'd be a different level.
It would. If I see her on that show,
but here we go.
I know that she would debut if she went on that show. That's the thing. So I think it would still be exhausting, but it would still be more comforting. It's not like Girls Planet where I'm just like, she has a chance on Girls Planet. Like if she's on Japan, she will debut. She will. and maybe I won't be mad about it. I don't want to see her there, but if she's on there, like that means I can potentially see her at KCON if she debuts, so I won't be too mad. It will be kind of like a sigh in the beginning, but like later on I'll be like, okay, this is good. This is good for me.
I'm stressed already because I'm thinking about hsinwei in this situation.
Let's just relax. We got like 3 months until this show. We got Queendom Puzzle.
Did not go. Nothing is confirmed until the real is. Girl, be quiet. Be quiet, girls. This. She's like, well, talk. Nothing is confirmed. Follow the official statements. All right, you're on it, girl. We get
I
it.
was confused because didn't she say that she wanted to be an actress and she's done with idol life? Maybe they gave her a sweet deal for the show and she was like, I
A
still
lot
like
of people
singing and
said they want to be
dancing.
actresses and then got back into the saddle.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
So hey from IOI was like, I'm done being an idol, whatever, I'm an actress. And when they were going to rev up to do the IOI reunion, she was like, okay, great. And she started making music again.
Wow.
I mean, it was only one song, but it was great, like, hearing her hit the notes
Mm-hmm.
for the right price.
Mm-hmm.
These artists will use their talents when it's necessary.
Yeah.
But we don't have to worry about if Hitomi's on Queendom, I would have a different energy towards her.
Yeah.
Because I love what she's doing in AKB now.
Yeah.
Again, I just love how she's like, okay, I see how Sakura is doing it when I'm young. This is my time. This is
me. Good for her.
I seriously. Every time she sends she has a new hair color. I love it.
Yeah.
That's all I gotta say. I keep going back
I think we said everything now.
All right. I hope you guys enjoyed our ramble.
Mm-hmm.
But clearly we love girl groups and we love the pageantry of pop culture and media and all the things that brings to it. And tell us what you guys think and who do you hope is on the show from the pool of 9 non-signed trainees that would potentially go to Japan or are in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
Number one, who do you hope to see as judges? People that we aren't even aware of that we should be aware of because we don't know. I don't know everything in J-pop, and even though I follow it, I follow certain people. Who do you hope to see as like guest hosts? Who do you hope is the main host? And out of the trainees that you think may join, who do you hope is the center? These are some fun questions. I'd love to see them in the comments. Thank you guys so much. And we'll come back next time when we get more information.
Yep.
Pick me. We're on different energies. I love it.
Wow.
Hey, yeah. What was Chuang? What was All right, bye guys.
Bye.